Hello everyone and welcome to Outside Interference and to the fifth part of our Rise of Bellator stream series. Almost forgot the name for a second, but I got it. Sorry about there not being a stream last Saturday. I tried to get everything set up, but I was just too under the weather for that to work at all. But I'm feeling great now, partially in part to Zevia. Not a sponsor of the show. I just really like Zevia now. It's a great alternative to soda, which I drank way too much of before, or like last week pretty much. But now I've kind of tried to cut back, and Zevia is really helping. Just took a swig there. But if you haven't tried Zevia, I do suggest it. And hopefully we can get a sponsorship sometime within the next 10 years. But little news. Currently we are going after view decisions. We are going after GSP and Yushin Okami, who are in negotiations with the UFC, mainly because obviously they stole Roy Nelson from us. And that wouldn't be too much of an issue if he wasn't in the finals of our heavyweight Grand Prix. So, obviously, that doesn't really work. Hello, Jesus Christ. I don't know how to say Cirque? 1, 2, 3, 4? Cirque? Kirk? I don't know. Make sure to correct me in the comments, but hello, how you doing? And yeah, today we have obviously the two shows, and we got to figure out what we're going to do about the heavyweight championship. I think I might just do Frank Mir versus someone who wasn't in the tournament, so I should probably book that afterwards, but I don't know who wasn't in the tournament who I can legitimately put up against Frank Mir for the heavyweight title. I don't think we've signed any big names. And, geez, what am I looking at? Current weight class, heavyweight. Ooh, we could do versus Ryan Bader. That would be fun. And, let's see. I definitely want some good name value. So Frank Mir versus potentially, oh, Mark Hunt. But he lost to Sergey. So maybe Phil Davis or Quentin Jackson. There we go. Mir versus Jackson. I have a feeling I know exactly how that's going to go for Mr. Jackson, but you know, who really cares? It's not my place to speculate. All right, Cirque. Thank you for letting me know. And Bellator 201. This isn't a very big show right now, and yeah, pretty much. Michael Page is the favorite in this fight, as I expected. I kind of want to build him a bit more. Daniel Straus is the favorite in the next fight, but I actually think Mr. McKee will be taking it because, I don't know, I'm just a really big fan of him, and Daniel Straus normally underperforms in this save. But we'll go ahead and move on to the pre-show. Joe Taimanglo versus Peter Ligier? Something. Not Peter Liger. That would be cool. A little bit of Jushin Thunder. Oh, Taimanglo successfully gets the takedown. I feel like the majority of these streams is just me struggling to speak in any way, shape, or form that is at all understandable. But people seem to find it moderately enjoyable, so I'll just keep doing what I do. And Taimanglo gets the submission on Mr. Peter Badass. So a great fight for the first pre-show bout, and we can go ahead and move on to the next fight, which is Derek Anderson versus Gabriel Green. Definitely have Gabriel Green in this fight. He is not only the favorite on the betting lines, but he's also just one of my favorite fighters, or one of my favorite prospects rather, on the roster. And so far, it's working out pretty well for him. It looks like he does have a cut underneath the eye. There is my curse, it seems. Every time I suggest someone is going to win, they end up, it ends up turning the tides a little bit. So maybe I should stop doing that for people that I actually like. I could use some reverse psychology though. Maybe get Derek Anderson. Like, oh wow, I think Derek Anderson's probably gonna win this. He's really doing well, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work. The game cannot be tricked. It knows. Oh, restarted in the center. Seems like that cut is kind of a little bit worse than we might think. Hopefully, if the crowd is stopped by, or if the match/fight, I suppose, is stopped by a cut, I will be very disappointed. Yep, and the cut has been reopened. It's underneath his eye, so it shouldn't be affecting his vision too much, but hopefully that's not the reason he loses. If he does lose, because that would really suck. Alright, John McCarthy signals for the fight to continue, thankfully. That's good. So, how we doing? We're actually, on my scope, or on my side of things, we are doing quite well. We've gained a hell of a lot of subscribers, mainly because of the giveaway, but some just out of our own merits, which is very nice. We have also had our shirts come in, the Patreon shirts. We had those come in, and they look extremely nice. They're much higher quality than I actually thought they would be, so I'm very happy with that. But, or rather, they're much higher quality than what I would expect from what I paid, because I didn't pay a lot. I mean, it was still, like, I still lost money on the shirts. I just wanted shirts that looked cool, to be honest. But they were pretty great. Printful does it very well. But, yeah, so the shirts came in. That was very nice. We've been gaining subscribers. We're like 9 subscribers away from that 250 mark, which is incredible, considering that Social Blade said I wouldn't get 250 for like 3 months after I hit 200, and we are fixing to do it in a month. So that is pretty great. Really good for my prediction of 500 by the end of the year. I don't think we'll get there, honestly, but it would be fantastic if we could. But I really have no idea what's gone on in this fight. Hopefully Gabriel Green wins by decision, but I'm not sure. At least that last round went to Green. 29-28, Derek Anderson wins by unanimous decision. Yeah, that cut really screwed up Mr. Gabriel Green. He wasn't able to get his offense back on track after that, and until the 3rd round at least, and that was just too late. So I do think Gabriel Green does still have quite the bright future in Bellator. He just needs to get a little better at defending, I suppose. Although that could just go down to just unlucky. But definitely have Neiman Gracie in this fight. Honestly, the betting line should be like negative 1,200, because Gracie, I don't see any chance that Smith gets any kind of offense in. And there it is. Rear naked choke. Neiman Gracie wins by submission. Honestly, this was kind of cherry picking a little bit. I just kind of threw Gilbert Smith in there because quite frankly, I knew he wouldn't be able to beat Neiman Gracie. And if he did, that would be able to create a star, obviously, because no one expects Gilbert Smith to beat anyone for the most part, much less Neiman Gracie. But moving on to Marcus Galvao versus Ian Loveland. I do like Mr. Loveland. I do think he could have a future in Bellator, but I do think Galvao is going to be able to take down, obviously, and submit Mr. Loveland. Unfortunately, not right there, but I don't see Mr. Loveland walking away with this victory, and there it is. Don't know what the submission was. Heel hook, 3 minutes of round 1. So he wasn't able to one-up Mr. Neiman Gracie, because I think he did it in like 1 minute, 8 seconds. I don't remember. Something close to that. But still, a first-round submission. I'm sure he won't be too mad at that. And I think that might have been our first main show fight. So that's notable. Good start to the show. Brandon Gertz versus Carrington Jet Setter Banks. I got to go for Banks here, mainly because his nickname is surprisingly, or not surprisingly, is significantly better than Mr. Cold Roll. which, I don't know, maybe that's a reference to something that I don't understand, or maybe it's just a bad nickname. But, I mean, it's not the worst nickname. It's not like Pitbull, which is everyone's nickname. You know, as you've probably picked up if you're a long-time viewer of the streams, I guess it's only been going for a month, but long time, I guess, you will know that I do not like the nickname Pitbull for anyone, much less MMA fighters. 10-9 to Banks on the first round. Hopefully he can keep it. Hopefully he can keep this momentum going, and it seems like he will, seeing that he took down Gertz and almost got the submission. Watching these streams is kind of a look into my recording process almost, because I mess up a lot on these streams, and also whenever I'm recording, you would not believe how many I mess up probably every single line I say, and I have to retake it. It makes recording hell because I close off my air vent so it doesn't make too much noise, so I get super hot, obviously. But it's all for the quality. Quality content requires pain, is what I've learned. But hopefully it's paying off. It is on my end. We got quite a few views on the last Academy and Local Global episodes, which is very nice. Yeah, or the last ones before the ones I posted earlier in the week. Actually, speaking of videos that were exceedingly hard to make and took a long time, I'm about to release a top 8 video. I don't want to spoil what it is just yet, but it'll definitely be good for both the wrestling fans and the MMA fans. It goes over both sports, but a unanimous decision winner, Carrington Banks. That is very nice. But I'm either going to release that today around 2 p.m. Central Time, so pretty much at the end of this stream, or I'm going to release it tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. So I don't really know if that's... Oh, wait. I got my schedule messed up. So yeah, it's probably going to be released tomorrow morning then. Maybe even 2 today. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But I have a massive amount of respect for, like, the Cultaholic guys. Because I was like, I mean, their personalities are good, but, like, the content's kind of cheap. At least the list videos. Like, that's easy. Like, come on. And then I tried to make one, and I have so much respect. But back to the fights. Primus wins 10-9 in the first round against David Rickles, and I do see him taking this fight. I don't see Mr. Caveman taking really any fight against anyone in that division. They're all pretty great, or they're all pretty high caliber, and of course Brent Primus, he has the age advantage, or if you can call that an advantage, but Rickles has actually fought in more pro fights, but 2 no contests. That either means he's been juiced up, or his opponents have been juiced up, and he lost. So either way, that's definitely not a good sign. But Rickles loses the second round once again, but he does get the takedown. Hopefully he can get the submission here and win the round. That would make for a pretty good fight. Unfortunately, we haven't got the usual suspects in the chat, but hopefully they'll get in here soon. Only been like 15 minutes on the stream. But lack of progress forces John McCarthy to stand the 2 up. And Primus looks like he is going to be winning this fight. I don't think there's anything Rickles can do to finish it. And there we go. Rickles does win the third round. But 29-28, Brett Primus wins by unanimous decision. Fight being rated as good. Could have been great if Rickles had just sunk in that submission. But I am definitely not mad at a Brent Primus victory. So Robert Drisdale versus Artur Astakov. He is definitely new on the roster. I'm pretty sure I have Drisdale in this, and he almost gets the guillotine right there. But Artur, I haven't seen enough from him to, you know, obviously be impressed or pick him as a favorite. But I do know that Drisdale is kind of a beast on the ground, and if they do stay there, Drysdale is going to finish him sooner or later. 4 submission attempts at this point, but Artur is doing a good job at breaking them off. But Drysdale, that's like 5 submission attempts. He is playing his game plan very well, but he does need to tire him out a little bit more, probably before he goes to the ground. Or maybe even just smother him and let him wear himself out. That will definitely help him sink in those submissions, and obviously maybe even take it by decision, although I would prefer a submission victory. I have not eaten anything today, so sorry if you can hear my hungry stomach. You know, probably not a great idea, but I only woke up like 30 minutes before I started streaming. So, oh, okay. Robert Drysdale defeats Artur Astikov in 2:57 of round 2 with a guillotine. So that is pretty great. Definitely a good finish. And, oh, this is Drysdale's MMA debut. Didn't know that that was the case. But next up, probably one of the most anticipated fights of the night, in my opinion, if not the most anticipated fight, AJ McKee versus Daniel Straus. I do see AJ McKee taking this, or I do at least hope AJ McKee takes this, and this is going to be a proving ground for him, as this is really his first competition at this level, at the upper card of, I think he's a lightweight, maybe a featherweight, but McKee has done a good job getting Straus to the ground, just not a great job keeping him there, rather. And there's the submission attempt, and there's the submission. AJ McKee wins by submission, guillotine, 3:28 of round 1. Great fight. And there you have it. Daniel Straus underperforming a little bit, but I suppose when you're going up against a guy, a prodigy, some would say, like AJ McKee, 12 fights in just 23 years, and probably like only a couple years pro, at most 5, I would say. So a great fight by AJ McKee, and honestly probably could have been main event, but that spot goes to Michael Venom Page versus Cyborg Evangelista Santos, which you know, is going to be probably a more one-sided bout, as Page hits a fantastic left cross and Michael Page is the victor in 58 seconds of round 1. Good fight. This is probably going to make us a small amount of money. Commercial rating only at 52%. The gate was 241,000, but the critical rating was a 75. So we only gained a tiny amount of popularity. But I think overall we did very good. Submission definitely has to go to AJ McKee, and yeah, I think this is pretty fair in terms of awards. And ooh, that's actually much better than I thought we would do. Well, I guess we did keep the show costs very low. Gabriel Green was the least expensive at only $1,500 and $428,000 on this show, and $455 just to add onto the pot. So that is very nice. I think the least money I've ever made on a show that I profited on was like $20,000, and that was with Bellator. That was really just because of really expensive guys like, oh geez, I can't believe I forgot his name. Russian Sambo God. Oh geez, I forgot his name. It's fine. I'll just move on. Hopefully no one flames me. But I'm sure someone's thinking that. Again, shout out to Zevia. You know, got to do it at least twice a stream, not because I'm sponsored, but because I'm in love with them. And it does help that it does contain caffeine, even though it doesn't contain any calories, or at least it says. I'm not sure if that's true, but Jesus Christ, we have so many renewals we have to go through. Okay, Georgia St. Pierre bid update. Alright, yeah, we do have to go through all of this very quickly. I'm sure it won't be too much of an issue, as most of these guys won't be too contested. Yeah, I guess we can sign him. I guess we can re-sign him. Sure, go ahead and take 2 fights. I can give you 2 fights. I'll also move that up to 2 years. Hopefully you're happy with that. He's a good preliminary card fighter. Brent Primus. He is also a good preliminary card fighter. Gabriel Green. I think he can be champion one day. I'm not sure exactly when. I want him for 5 years. 8 fights. 5 fights guaranteed. And we'll give him 1,200. Because I am anticipating for that to be a major deal in the near future. As soon as he can, get his game back on track, I suppose. And AJ McKee, I actually do want to sign him for 8 years or 10 fights, and we will guarantee him 6, and then a 5% bonus. Because obviously, AJ McKee is pretty incredible. He, does have a undefeated record, and I think we should reward that a little bit. 3 years for Marcus Galveo. Joe Taimanglo, good fighter, good on the ground. He has the ability to upset people quite quickly. Or, he is seriously considered more than one offer. Rival bids. Oh, okay. So, I'll just give him. I'll give him 12.5%, and he does like that. But I'll also give him 400,000, which honestly is a deal for how much money we're gonna make off of GSP. But I think GSP for Roy Nelson is a pretty good trade. I actually don't want to re-sign David Rickles. I don't think he's worth it. Michael Page, on the other hand, I definitely do. And Mr. Santos, I suppose he's the number 6 welterweight, so he might not be able to get back to a main event status anytime soon, but he can certainly help us out on the roster side. Next up, Neiman Gracie. Definitely want to keep him around for a while. And Daniel Strauss. Again, he might not be championship caliber anymore, but he is certainly a good person to have on the roster, especially to help put over young guys. And actually, okay, we have to go to the broadcasters. Only 4 shows on Channel 10. I'll just extend all of these. Because I need some people to broadcast my shows. And we'll go ahead and advance to Thursday. Actually, no, because we're in a bidding war for GSP, so we'll just advance till Tuesday. But hopefully we can get GSP. That would be obviously insane. I don't know who we would put him up against. He's so versatile, he can really go up against anyone. So I'm trying to think who our biggest star is in the lightweight to middleweight divisions. And I can't really think of anyone that really pops out right away. We have a lot of good prospects down there. But in terms of stars, I can't really think of anyone. I'll have to take a look at our champions, because obviously we got to give him a championship shot in his first fight, and I don't think anyone will take away our credibility for that, because he probably is in the top 25 pound for pound fighters. Actually, let's go ahead, take a look at that, and yep, he's number 13 in pound for pound. So that is certainly great. Michael Page got a rival bid, and so did Joe Taimanglo, but I'm not really worried about anybody but UFC. They're the only ones that can really compete with us. And apparently he's still considering more than one offer. We'll go ahead and bump it up to 500,000, and I'm willing to go up to $1 million for GSP. And I don't think UFC are. I don't think they want to spend that much money. But I'm totally okay with it. Let's see. Everything else is not new. Is this... Did I not offer him a new contract? I suppose I didn't. It's a bit weird. I thought I did. Let's see. Let's just take a look at Joe Taimanglo. Yeah, our offer is the only one. And I know they wouldn't offer him a completely exclusive deal, so I'm not worried about that at all. We'll go ahead and move on to Wednesday. Hopefully we can get GSP. I do think we can, because we don't have more money than the UFC, but we are, let's say, more liberal in our spending than the UFC, especially for guys like GSP. The UFC doesn't want to pay their guys very well, because they want to obviously spend a lot on their promotion of shows and growing. But that's not going to work too well when Bellator has stolen all of your stars. Because, you know, promoting shows is great and all, but I think the thing that draws people to, you know, the UFC is obviously our stars, our big stars. And apparently LFA have offered Neiman Gracie a fight, or a contract, and I don't think that's going to be too worrisome. And yep, GSP, actually, they offered him again, but our offer is currently the only one he is considering, so unless things go horribly wrong, we will be signing GSP in the near future. Let's go ahead and move on to Thursday and take a look at the Fight Master recap, see what went on there. Hopefully we did well. I'm sure that I think 2 of us have made it to the second round at least, and I think 2 have also been eliminated at the same time, so we went about 50-50 on that front. But hopefully we can get back to the or get to at least the semifinals. Of course I do want someone to win. I don't know how realistic that is. I think everybody in the tournament has a chance, or on the show has a chance. Even the guys that were eliminated, I think they did have a shot. Just got unlucky for the most part. But we'll see. Fight Master Bellator MMA recap. A great episode. Brennan Ward defeating Chris Dempsey in a decent fight, as well as a brilliantly entertaining castmate interactions. Super long Russian name was the most entertaining. So we've gone from fantastic to great, but that's just kind of how it goes. It generally degrades over time because you don't have enough or as many faces going around. So Luigi Golden and Joseph Mook are the 2 created fighters that are still in it, and obviously Mr. Preston Bishop and Armand Singh are not currently on the show, but they will be fighting in pre-show bouts soon enough. And apparently Daniel Strauss is not going to be signing with anybody but us. So Mr. Brennan Ward does defeat Chris Dempsey. Brennan Ward's not very young, if I am remembering correctly. Man, the chat is extremely dead, and I'm not very happy about it. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Brennan Ward is pretty old, so we just kind of put him in there to. Oh crap! We have to book our show. Well, this is gonna be expensive. See, this is why the chat has to be active, because I forget things all the time, and when the chat's not active, we lose a shit ton of money. Definitely autofill. And we're not on spikes, that is good. Okay, so Quentin Jackson needs to be saved for Mr. Frank Mir. And Mr. Carl. You know, I want to build up Carl because I like his nickname, Badwater. It's just a really cool nickname. But at the same time, Tisha Tokar I think he is a future world champion. He's a rookie at age 30, and he's also a 6'6" Russian guy, so there's nothing really you can do against that. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a prelim bout, because I do think this can be a pretty big event. And Vinicius versus Kinney. Interesting name for Kinney. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. 7,000. I do not wish to do that. They have fought twice before, with Ryan Bader ahead 2-0. But he did defeat Mohamed Lawal for the #1 contendership, so that's going to be our main event. 7,500 and 33,000. Jesus Christ. Well, did I put that on prelims? Or did I not book it? No, I put it on the prelims. What the heck is wrong with me? But, yeah. Ooh, that looks like a good fight. We'll go ahead and put that. 15,000. And thankfully, Francis doesn't want any more money. Middleweight. AJ Matthews. Nope, that is too big. Yeah, there's really no one we can put up against Mr. Masai. Nico Price versus Paul Daly. And I don't know what I want to do here. Maybe, yeah, I think Nico Price versus Paul Daly is a decent fight. Never mind. We'll go ahead and put it. I think Paul Daly will definitely take Nico Price out. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think he has much of a shot. We'll go ahead and put that on the prelims. And moving on to lightweight. Did I put middleweight on? No, there wasn't anybody I could put. Tony Sims. He's a UFC crossover. If he loses, I'd be fine with that. And if he wins, I'd also be fine with that. We'll put him up against Carlos Miranda, who is a pretty solid prospect at only 25 years old. Baby Slice need to build up momentum. Hello, Hobo Good Vibes. Thank you for stopping by. And yes, he really does. I'll put Aaron Pico versus Cody Bollinger for his last, or for the last prelim fight, unless we can find someone to face off against Baby Slice that I am confident he would beat. Because I don't think he would beat. I don't think he'd beat Chitty. So and he's also suffering from an injury right now. So we should probably just wait till the next event to put him in. Bantamweight, Steve Garcia, Von Lee. That's nice. Didn't realize we had him. Don't remember signing him. But Michael McDonald versus Von Lee. That is a pretty good fight right there. We're having a little bit of trouble filling the main card. Not gonna lie. We'll do Yana versus Berto. And only $900. That sounds good to me. But, yeah, Mr. Hobo Good Vibes, actually, to let you in on what's been going on, she is 3-0 in Bellator. We can put her in a fight. Probably should. These are all prelims, though. Alright, we'll go prelim there, and we'll move something up from the prelims to finish us off. What looks like the best fight? Ricky Rainey versus Fernando Gonzalez. It's probably not going to be too bad. But, Ryan Bader versus Phil Davis 3. But, yeah, we're going to be signing GSP. He is currently, he's currently only considering us. We offered him $500,000 per fight. And honestly, it's probably going to work around to like $800,000 with all of his bonuses. But I am A-okay with that, just as long as we get a star like him in our ranks. Of course, she is 3-0. She is Russian. That's true. You can never go wrong with the Russians. That's a fact. And you know what? My main... The main reason, GSP, wow, that's a big signing. Yeah, I think that's pretty good revenge for Roy Nelson. I still want to get Brock Lesnar and Conor McGregor when they get out of their contracts. But we'll see. We'll see. GSP is definitely good revenge for Roy Nelson, but I do want to continue because, you know, I declared war on UFC. I'm not going to stop at just one signing. How you doing? I'm doing good, Barry. How are you? I don't think I've seen you in the streams before, so that's good to see a new face. We've been seeing a lot of new faces on the channel recently, growing pretty freaking rapidly, and I definitely do enjoy that quite a lot. But I'm going to be releasing a video top 8 tomorrow morning. It has to do with both wrestling and MMA, and I think it will I'm hoping it will do well. I don't think it's gonna like blow up or anything, and to be honest, I don't really want it to. You know, I wouldn't be completely mad if it did, but one, it's not like an amazing video because it is my first attempt at this kind of stuff. Good man, first time I've been able to catch. I'm from Scotland. It's like 8 p.m. in Scotland, correct? It's like 7 hours ahead in the UK, from where I am at least. I don't know, I'm probably pretty close. But that's cool. Scotland, you know, is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know a lot about Scotland, to be quite honest. I know there's a lot of cool people in Scotland. I've met three Scots before, face to face at least, and they were all very nice. Well, I guess nice is kind of a blanket statement. They were all very cool people. But yeah, McGregor versus Nurmagomedov. Actually, I just did a you know, I was talking about doing a 100 fight series where I just put 2 guys in 100 fights, obviously. And yes, it is 7 hours. There we go. I know my geography. But I forgot what I was saying completely. Oh yeah, I put him in 100 fights and I wanted to see how it went. And I'm trying to make a video out of that. I don't know how I want to format it just yet. But if I'm gonna go ahead and guess based on those results, I'm gonna say Khabib is going to be taking this quite easily. But I guess we'll see tomorrow, or not tomorrow. More so whenever this finishes simming. And yeah, hopefully we can snatch Conor McGregor. I want to know how many fights he has left. I got Conor for the win. I'm going for Khabib. I think it's going to be unanimous decision, because in that, Jesus Christ, in that sim, in the 100 sims, I would say about like 80% were unanimous decision. It was weird. But I guess Khabib, however you say his name, isn't really considered to be a guy that normally finishes his fights, even with his insane wrestling ability. His submission, they aren't lacking, but you know, he doesn't need to put himself at risk by going for the submission normally. I don't know if he's still undefeated in this. Oh, but honestly, if we get Conor McGregor and Georges St. Pierre, I can't say anybody's name. If we get Conor McGregor and GSP, that's got to be the super fight of the century. Probably like Bellator 210, and it's going to be the biggest event we ever put on. Hey, Mr. Superkick City, how you doing? I'm assuming that's RP as me. How you doing? How you been? I saw the Rocket League video you guys posted the other day. Very, you know, good quality video. Good to see you guys branching out a little bit more. I like it. But that will be a good fight. It'll be an amazing fight. I really wish they would do it in real life, and I honestly don't know who would win, because GSP is still one of the best fighters in the world, even at his advanced age, and he could be champion in UFC champion in lightweight, welterweight, or middleweight. Doesn't matter. I mean, maybe not lightweight. I don't know if he could cut down to lightweight at this point, but if he could, then definitely. And there it is. GSP joins Bellator MMA, and Khabib did win. And it doesn't look like, yeah, he won the UFC lightweight title. It doesn't look like Conor is up for negotiation. So maybe John Moraga. I might want to get him. I don't think I have a flyweight division though. So I guess it wouldn't really be too beneficial. But to answer your question, RP, I honestly don't remember if I did. I'm doing pretty good. You know, I was sick last week, and that kind of affected, obviously. Oh, DirecTV don't think we're popular enough in America. So, Jesus Christ, we need to find some better signees. I honestly don't know who is signing with us and who isn't. But it seems like most people re-signed. And obviously GSP signed, so that's all that really matters. Let's see. Roster. Oh yeah, Fedor. I might let his contract run out. Like, honestly, he normally doesn't win. And he also is just kind of a... GSP is a huge name. Yeah, he's definitely the biggest name we have right now. Besides maybe Fedor, but he's the biggest name that actually has a shot at winning the title. And actually, ooh, we could put him up against Ben Henderson. Or maybe just have him like dominate the middleweight division. Douglas Lima, that does sound like a good fight, but I think the lightweight division is going to be the best for him. And we still need to book the heavyweight final, which I have decided is going to be Quentin Rampage Jackson versus Frank Mir for the title. So actually we can go ahead and end this tournament. And actually, because we didn't finish it, it doesn't show up in our past. So I suppose that's good, I guess. Hold on. There is something I wanted to do. Oh yeah, Conor's contract. Because I think I looked at it last stream, but I don't remember what it was. Probably a couple months. Or a couple fights. $250,000 a year. And he is still the #1 pound for pound, even though he did lose. Base pay of 2.5 million per fight. That's his estimated value, and that's his actual contract. Okay. So he has 2 fights left with the company, or just about 11 months. And Brock Lesnar. Is Brock Lesnar not in this mod? That's stupid. Alright, well, how about... Nope. Ronda? No. I guess that one makes sense. Do you play console games? And if you do, what console do you use? Roy Nelson screwed us over big time. That is true. But to answer your question, Barry, I do play console games every once in a while. Not as much as I used to, just because I spend most of my time doing stuff for the YouTube channel. But I'm a PlayStation guy. I think Xbox is a little bit too restricting. I mean, so is PlayStation. Sony really need to ease up on the crossplay stuff. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Xbox. Never have been. I just think PlayStation is better. There are things I do like more about Xbox. But overall, I do think that PlayStation is the superior console. But for the most part, I just game on my computer. I've been getting way too into League of Legends recently. But that's not too much of a problem, I'm sure. Um. Ooh, Nick Diaz. You know what? Let's go ahead and check his contract at least. He only has 8 months left. Michael Bisping would be nice. And he has 4 fights left in 5 years, so that's probably not very likely. Alright, so Daniel Cormier has 3 fights left on his contract. And we'll go ahead and sim to our next show. Do you play Fortnite? Yeah, I don't as much. I played a lot in like Season 3 and Season 4. I wasn't any good for the most part. But yeah, I do play. It's a fun game. I just don't have time for the most part. Or I have time, I just don't like I'd rather play League of Legends than Fortnite for on most days. But I do have a lot of friends that play Fortnite, so I get on there most of the time when I want to play with friends. Playgrounds mode is normally our go-to now. I really hope they keep that in for the long run. But how many fights do you think John Jones has left? Oh, like on his contract? I don't know. I don't know if I want to sign John Jones just because I feel like he might bring down our credibility quite a lot. But I will check. He might not even be in the mod. If Brock Lesnar's not in the mod, he might not either. So, not the best mod. But, I mean, it is the best mod for WMMA. But there are some improvements that could be made, I suppose. But mods are really hard to make, at least in TEW, and I'm sure it's the same for WMMA. They're extremely hard to make. I tried making one, I got kind of far, but it was really just me editing stuff from a 2003 mod, or a 2000 something mod, 2009 maybe, because I was trying to make a mod in 2010, and yeah, that was difficult. There was also no Mexican companies in the other mods, so that kind of pushed me back a little bit. But I only worked on it for like a week and then I gave up. I just have too much. I do that quite a lot. I'll get into projects that I'm like, I'm gonna do this. This is, you know, this is gonna be my side project from my side project, which is obviously the YouTube channel, and I put some work into it and it just doesn't come to fruition. Just don't have enough time, or at least I don't have enough time for what I think it's worth. But the top 8 videos, I didn't think I'd ever get around to doing that, and I've actually started. So, you know, they're not easy to edit, but they are easier to record. So that's very nice. I'm currently playing TEW Local to Global. I'm currently Colt. Well, good job, dude. The longest save I've ever had, the UPW save isn't really long enough to be Colt, although I do think we will get there soon. I think we're at regional. No, we're about to be at regional. Yeah, I don't, because obviously I don't play the UPW save outside of stream. And honestly, I don't really play too much TEW outside of the YouTube channel anymore, just because well, 1, I don't have time, and 2, I don't want to get burned out. But the longest save I've ever had was the TNA, crap, what was it? The TNA stream, or the TNA save I used to stream, because I got like 2 years in, or 3 years in, and I was like, I should probably stream this. Like, this is my best save by far. I should probably start streaming this. And then I streamed it for like 8 months in game. So, almost 4 years on that save. And I don't think I've ever gone farther than that. Maybe in my like 1985 local globals, just because local globals go so quickly in the beginning, at least, because obviously you don't have a TV show. It's just sporadic events. But yeah, I think the TNA is still my favorite. I haven't played that one in a long time. But if there's enough demand, I could bring it back and start streaming on like Sundays. But I'm not sure. Depends on what the people want. Because we did get quite far. We got past Bound for Glory. Since you're on ESPN, you'll rise quicker now. That's what I'm banking on. We have grown quite rapidly, and the U.S. tour is definitely not hurting us because we are a little more even. But I do want to end up back in the tri-state because that is our main base of operations, of course. Oh, crap. I forgot to stop it for the Fight Master results. That's not good. We'll have to go back and check that. But, yeah. So if you guys do want to see me bring back the TNA save, make sure to badger me in the chat/comments. And I'll get around to it eventually, most likely. Because it was a fun save. We had a lot of stuff going on. We just brought in Kurt Angle for Bound for Glory. I think he became champion. I'm pretty sure. I just remember getting mad because Bound for Glory got like a 78, which is what Impacts were getting at that point. And I was just really pissed. Because at that point, I really didn't know how to run a show. And I still don't for the most part. But I know what makes for a better match and how to get a better match out of people. But yeah, it's Saturday currently, and let's see. All these guys extended. Oh, okay. And Yushin Okami drug test failure. So, did he sign? Oh, god damn it, he signed with us. I was about to cancel his deal. I wouldn't mind see you bring back TNA. So yeah, he signed a new deal, which is kind of frustrating because I was about to cancel it. That sucks. When did he sign? I guess he signed afterwards. There wasn't anything we can do. Oh, she's tested positive. Okay, I thought she was on the market. Is there a UFC event? Oh, next Saturday. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to one incomplete fight. Alright, it's nothing on the main card. Okay, I don't know who got injured and when, but someone did. And now we only have 2 prelim matches. That's fine. No problem. Tony Lopez. This is the guy that fought Joey Beltran in Bare Knuckle FC, and his face got so fucked. It was disgusting. Cannot say it enough how nasty that fight was. Sylvian Casas. He looks like he'd be in a prison gang. I don't know if it's just me, but he definitely looks like he'd be in a prison gang to me. You and Total Team Talk, TEW, are the only people I watch who play TEW because you are both able to keep your series exciting. Well, thank you very much. I also watch Total Team Talk. Yeah, I think he's the only other TEW YouTuber I watch as well. Just because, I mean, I did watch Curb Stomp City and 370 a lot, but they've obviously moved on to greener pastures, I suppose. But those two guys, or those 3 guys, are kind of like the holy trinity of TEW content for me. And yeah, Total Team Talk definitely manages to keep it entertaining. And I think it's just the effort that goes into it, because I obviously put a ton of effort in my UPW shows. And Total Team Talk, of course, puts a ton of effort in his Reawakened and the World of Sport series, because I don't watch Reawakened too much, but World of Sport, that is a fantastic series. And a little bit weird how he vacated the heavyweight championship like immediately after Will Ospreay won it, but or had him lose it. I don't think he vacated it, but you know, to each their own. If he wanted to change it, it's his series, and it makes sense. But like, I would have just started with that. But you know, again, to each their own. But yeah, I don't really know. Oh, I guess I do watch Superkick City, but that's just because we're friends for the most part. Like, I like their content, don't get me wrong, but I can only handle so much TEW content, and that would just put me over the bridge if we weren't friends. Or put me over the brink, rather. On the market. Wow, nice hair. That is, ooh. I just like this guy's haircut. I'm not gonna lie. And he's from Texas. Okay. Gee, he lost to Ollie Thompson though, so that's not a good show of faith. But I will guarantee him no fights. Give him 1,500. Nope. I just really like this guy's picture. That's literally the only reason I'm signing him. There we go. Texas Crazy Horse. That's, I mean, and that's just a really good nickname. But, that's nice. Hopefully you can fight at heavyweight. Yeah, there we go. He can. I don't know why he's a super heavyweight in Pride. Let's see. Alrighty. Looks good to me. Nate Diaz and Rose were both booked. Nate versus Tony Ferguson and Rose versus Carla Esparza. I think that's it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next show. I think we might get to like 3. Most part I sign people because of their nickname. Yeah, that's a contributing factor for me. Pretty big one. Henderson is expected to take this. I wouldn't count out Iron Mike Chandler or Michael Iron Chandler. I don't know if his nickname's first before. Nate versus Tony, that would be a great fight. Yeah, definitely. But I definitely think Chris Heatherly is going to take this. Oh, actually no, Joey Davis. You know, his picture, not very good, doesn't even have a nickname. But at the same time, Joey Davis did go pretty freaking close with Storley. And there we go, Davis knocks out Heatherly with a TKO, I suppose. So Davis is, despite his crappy picture and lack of nickname, he's a great prospect. I definitely want to keep pushing him a little bit, and he does want to fight Nico Price. That might not happen too soon because obviously Nico's going up against Paul Daly in like a month, but it might happen sooner rather than later, I suppose. Next up, Liete versus Viana, and I want Viana to win, but Leonardo Liete might just be too much for his fellow Brazilian to handle. Does he have a nickname in real life? I'm not sure. Let me look that up. If so, we'll edit one in. Let's see. Black Ice is his nickname. That's a cool nickname. Okay. So we'll go ahead and change his nickname after the fight. Haven't been paying any attention to this fight. And it looks like they kind of cucked him with the picture, because there are some good pictures of him on Google Images. So I'll probably change his photo by the next stream, just because that's one of my pet peeves. Like whenever they have a bad photo, like the Young Bucks in most mods have really bad photos, even though I know there's probably better photos out there of them. Like the lighting's all weird. Like when big names or people with big companies have bad photos, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But you know, it's not that big of a deal. I'll still play. Like obviously I'm not gonna let bad photos ruin the Young Bucks for me, for the most part. But yeah, Mr. Black Ice. Oh, and there's the end of the fight. Or the end of the second round, rather. And don't know who's winning at all, but Liete is breathing a little heavier, so that's not a good sign for him. Is Fedor available? We have Fedor on the roster, actually. For UPW, you should bring in Ryback and Matt Morgan and call them Roid Rage, rather. That is a great name, and actually Liete just submitted Viana. That is a great name. I'm kind of hesitant, one, to bring in Ryback at all, because I don't, well, to bring in anybody at all, because I just brought in 2 new women's wrestlers, and I'm about to bring in more for the women's tournament, and I really do not have any space on the roster for us to keep any like consistent champions. Like, I can't even keep all the champions on one show, which is kind of a problem. Like, I forgot about Hansen for a month, and I had to bring in a manager just to write it off his storyline. So that wasn't the best, but who knows. He says he is going to celebrate his win by heading to a local club for a victory party, and everyone is invited. So at least Liete is gracious in his victory. And wow, Lil Evil is 40 years old, and she looks like an 11-year-old. So that's surprising. I thought she was like 20-something. But I definitely have Mrs. Ducote winning this one. I should probably eat something sooner rather than later. But I don't have any money. I think I have $3 in my bank account because my bosses have yet to give me my check from 2 weeks ago, and I haven't been in work to get my next one. So the place I work isn't very organized at all. How much is it for the Tongans in the Who's Mod? They're cheap and quite good. I don't know, but I would consider bringing them in. They might be on written deals with either WWE or New Japan at this point. But yeah, again, I want to bring in guys like the Tongans, the Young Bucks, all these guys. But oh geez, okay, Ducote looks like she gets the TKO. And there we go, 2nd round TKO for Emily Ducote. But yeah, I'm really hesitant. I can't bring anyone in without releasing guys, and I can't release anybody at this point, except for maybe like the Fire, like the Colony, because they really haven't had anything going at any point. I don't think they've ever been in a main storyline, just because I don't know how to work their characters at all, for the most part. Oh, okay, so Honeycutt is down already. 46-second knockout. So sorry, Chris Honeycutt, but Joe Schilling, even with his 3-5 record, is just too good. And he is also heading to a local club, and everyone is invited. But yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to fire anybody for the most part. Maybe the Colony, maybe Bill Carr, but Bill Carr's been written off, and I'm probably just gonna release him anyways, because I couldn't bring him back for like a year, regardless. So and I really just brought him in to help the Colony one time, and give me a big man. But now I have Cody Hall and Hansen, and Moose eventually when he comes back from injury. Don't forget about Moose, by the way, guys. He is a main event talent, probably the best talent on our roster. He's just injured for the next like 8 months. I don't know how I'm gonna bring him back when he does come back, but you should expect a pretty big push for him when he does come back, because he is the best talent on the roster. But yeah, other than that, other than like Carr and the Colony, I don't really know if I could release anyone, and I don't think that would make room for guys like the Young Bucks or the Tongans or Ryback, because those guys need like big pushes. Like, they can't just be in the Colony spot. The tag team division is very set right now, for at least for the rest of the year, really. Moose should tear down everyone in his way. That's my plan. I want to bring him back as a babyface, though, because I hate when like talented heels get injured and then come back as heels, like Seth Rollins. It's going to be a Seth Rollins situation, except we're going to do it right. Because, I mean, even that, he wasn't really like a heel whenever he got injured, because the Dreamer stuff had been finished, and Dreamer had left, and he was just kind of there. So he was kind of a tweener at that point. Have you still got the Heavenly Bodies in Rhett? Nah, Rhett got signed to NXT along with Raymond Rowe, and the Heavenly Bodies. I think I got rid of them to make room for someone else. I don't know. They're not on the roster anymore. I forgot what the reasoning was. But there's a submission by Gabrielle Holloway. So great fight there. Good on these two. Holloway definitely was the favorite, but it took her 3 rounds to get rid of Tamika Bretz. That was definitely a good fight. Next up, Curon versus Pineda. I guess I got Curon. Curon. Don't know how to say his last name. Mr. Pat. But yeah. There's really no talent I could release right now, and to make room for guys like that. As soon as we get to an hour and 30 minutes, though, I have big plans. Oh, and I'm also supposed to add, like, the United States Championship soon. So, now that I think about it, I don't know if I have enough time for that, to be honest. I'm going to try, but I really don't know. It really depends. But yeah, the Pit will win. I hope not, because there's another guy with the Pitbull nickname. No one needs that. No one needs 500 people with Pitbull nicknames. It's not even intimidating at this point. It's so overused by guys who get knocked out frequently that you see a guy with a Pitbull nickname and you're like, oh, this is going to be easier than taking candy from a baby. Granted, I don't think Patty Mike, a weird nickname, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. I don't think Patty Mike is feeling that about Daniel Pineda right now, because he's getting kind of beaten up a little bit. How long does the Academy take to sim? On my old computer, before I had my desktop, like 16 hours, at least. It was hell. Because my computer was slow as just so freaking slow. Same goes for the Assassin. Seems like everyone has the Assassin for their nickname. That's true. But yeah, Patty Mike needs to get a knockout right here, or a submission maybe. But I don't know what he's gonna do. But now that I have my new computer, it's a lot less. Like only a couple hours. And it depends how slow my computer's being, because sometimes it will be a little slow. But yeah, it only like 2 to 4 hours, I would say, somewhere in there. No more than 4 or 5. Have you seen the video of the guy with tattoos all over his body trying to bully his opponent and get knocked out on YouTube? Yes, I have. That was in like okay, so Daniel Pineda beats Patty Mike with a knockout punch in round 3. Fight being rated as fantastic. So even though my prediction was incorrect, you know, Mr. Patty Mike and Mr. Daniel Pineda still gave us a fantastic rating for official result. Moving on to the co-main event, I think it is. Maybe we have another. Yeah, co-main event, Justin Lawrence versus Michael Trizano. I definitely have Michael Trizano. He is probably the best prospect on our roster right now, and I definitely think he could be a champion within the next like year. But will you be streaming the Academy sometimes? That's a weird thing, because the Academy isn't really able to be streamed per se. Like, it would have to be a very scheduled thing. Like, I would have to say Friday 5 p.m. we are going to 5 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be streaming the Academy, because it's not long enough for people to just jump in. Like, it would be like a 15-minute stream maximum, because I'm not going to stream the simming. That would be horrible. A 4-hour stream of just me not being able to talk about anything. All the people with the Pitbull name give the power to knock him out. That is true. He did lose to Patricky Freire, I think. He lost to one of them. But Trizano takes the first round. I'm actually going to try and commentate on this fight a little bit, rather than just talking about the my other TEW series. But Trizano is doing a good job. I do think he needs to get on the ground more frequently, because that is where he really shines. He can pretty much take down anybody, and once he gets him down, there's nothing they can do about it for the most part. I mean, maybe like Neiman Gracie could do something against him, but I don't think Justin Lawrence could. But see, the Lone Wolf is a really cool nickname, and so is the American Kid. Good nicknames. Not Pitbull, and not Assassin. Ooh, Lawrence hits a mat after a giant head kick from Trizano. I guess he didn't have to follow my advice, but he isn't able to get the TKO right away. But he does get the mount, and we'll see if he's able to knock him out. No, unfortunately not. But Lawrence has to take this last round, or finish in this last round, rather, if he wants to win this fight. Which, honestly, I don't see this happening, because Lawrence is tiring, but so is Trizano, granted. But Lawrence does seem to have less stamina, and Lawrence is knocked down. That might be the end of it. Raining down punches, big strike after big strike, and Herb Dean has to stop the fight. Michael Trizano is victorious, as the American Kid, Justin Lawrence, loses by TKO in 1:38 of round 3. Apparently it was only a decent fight, but I think it was better. I mean, just because Trizano was significant. Oh, okay, so there wasn't a lot of striking, I suppose. I guess they just kind of walked around each other for a while. But he wants to face Daniel Weichel. Thinks it'd be a great fight. I don't think Daniel Weichel is on his level, but I guess we could give him what he wants. What's weird about these streams is that I'll do like 30 minutes with 1 or 2 people and no one's talking at all in the chat, and then like an hour in, I'll get 5 or 6 viewers and people are spamming the chat, which is great. I love it. But Henderson, I think he's lost position on the ground, but we'll see. Maybe he has the mount, I guess. But Henderson is throwing a couple punches to the body, and the referee does make him stand up, but doesn't look like anything's going to happen in the first round. I think I have Michael Iron Chandler in this fight. You know, he's not going to run away with the fight by any means, but I do think he will get the submission victory. Maybe in the 3rd round. I think that's a pretty good estimate. 3rd round submission victory. We'll see how that plays out, though. Actually, no. 4th round. Ooh, Henderson gets the takedown. And Chandler reaches up and tries to get the armbar, but he cannot. Or arm triangle, maybe. But, looks like 11 seconds left. Round 2 is going to end the same way the round 1 ended. So, 10-9 for Chandler. So, quite frankly, if Chandler keeps doing what he's doing, he can win by decision. But Henderson is rocked by that uppercut, and it looks like the referee is going to stop this fight. TKO winner is Michael Chandler. So I didn't get the round right, and I didn't get the finish right, but I got the winner right. I'm starting my MMA training. That's really cool. I've wanted to start training Muay Thai, or maybe even MMA, but 1, I haven't had the time. 2, I haven't had the money. And honestly, I could make time for it, but again, don't have the money. Nick's supposed to be starting training Muay Thai relatively soon. I need to text him and see if we can record the Outcast, because we were supposed to record on Wednesday, but that ended up not happening. So I need to text him relatively soon. But apparently only a decent fight. I thought it was a little bit better than decent. But I don't know if Michael Chandler's ever won the lightweight championship. But a 91 commercial rating, 76 critical rating, $800,000 at the gate, and $3.5 million off pay-per-view. And our popularity was increased immensely, so that is great. I actually want to give... Fight of the night is definitely Pineda versus Quran. Yeah, submission goes to Holloway. And maybe knockout. No, that looks pretty good to me. Alright. $4.2 million on the total. That's pretty good. I'm swapping from boxing. That's cool. Is this just to like stay in shape kind of thing, or do you actually want to compete? Because I mean, either way, it's very impressive and very cool. But like, if I have a competitor watching my videos, I might want to sign on for a little early sponsorship deal. We'll see. Get our name on your trunks. Are they called? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and text Nick because we really need to get on this Outcast stuff. But I think we can do one more show. Lesnar versus Fedor. Lesnar's not in this mod. It makes no sense. I would love to make this fight, or make that fight rather, but Lesnar's not in this mod. We could do what's his name? Rising Bellator MMA. Bellator MMA have been on a roll of late, and their success has not gone unnoticed. Here at Blurcat, we have our famous patented rating system that allows us to rank different MMA companies by size, and we're happy to upgrade them from status of mid-level national. Oh wait, to the status of mid-level national from low-level national. Valerie What's-Her-Face is the #1 flyweight. I think she might be on our roster. I think she might be our champion. What am I looking at? No. Maybe she is on our roster, though. Flyweight. Women's flyweight. Yeah, she's on our roster. We got the #1 women's flyweight in the world. That is pretty cool. Thoughts on Slammiversary? I thought it was fantastic. The first match was actually one of the best four-ways I've seen in a long-ass time, especially from TNA. One of the best TNA matches I've seen in a long time. And that was just like the first match. It got better from there. I love Impact. I wasn't a big fan of TNA, but whenever they started changing it to Impact, I got on board a little bit, and then all the Jeff Jarrett and GFW stuff happened, and I was like, eh. But I got back into it about a month ago, and I've loved it ever since. I still need to watch the last episode. I don't know what happened, so no spoilers in the chat. I was thinking about doing boxing or MMA training to stay in shape, maybe even compete. If so, again, hit me up for that early sponsorship. Lesnar versus Bobby. Again, I wish. I really wish. But I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I'm texting Nick. But yeah, Slammiversary. The oh god, the Sami Callihan versus Pentagon Jr. match. Oh god, that was so violent. It was hard to watch at points, but it was so good. LAX match, LAX versus OGs, one of the best tag team matches I've seen in a while. The only problem I have with the Pentagon Jr. match was the finish should have been whenever they went through all the chairs. I mean, because they finished with the same move, it just wasn't through all the chairs. Like, honestly, should have been through the chairs, but you know, I can't really blame them too much for that. It got a pop, so the live crowd obviously enjoyed it. I think Moose should have won the championship, but as long as he isn't just like sent back down the card, it's fine. I hope if he gets it by Bound or at Bound for Glory, I'll be happy as long as I keep the feud fresh. Maybe add in what's his face, the NFL player. I forgot his name, but he was really good in that one match aside from the botched table thing. But that happens to everyone, so you know, can't blame him for that. Shit, what else? What else did I like? I liked the Tessa Brooks Alley match. I thought it was very good. I didn't really like the Su Yung Madison Rayne match. I don't really like Madison Rayne. I like Su Yung, but I really don't like Madison Rayne. I just think her matches are boring. I think they're too reminiscent of like old women's matches. So, like, I don't know. I don't think she meshes with the current roster of women. But you know, to each their own. I ended up skipping most of it because I was like, this is just boring. So it might have ended up being great. Do you have a dev company? Like, what do you mean? A developmental company. Not here. On UPW? No, also. We could get a developmental company. I don't know who is decent. Probably in the United States. But we also have the reality show, and that's kind of our developmental company. Business. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone we can really take over right now. But, oh, we do need to sign all of these guys. Pineda. Offer him. Okay, Gabrielle. Offer her. How is Fightmaster doing? Currently, I'll just go ahead and look at it in a second. It's doing good. We still have Luigi Golden and Joseph Mook in the running for the victory, I guess. It's still in the tournament. Justin Lawrence is apparently suggested to be on the preliminary card. A bit weird. Michael Chandler, obviously we want him. Don't want our champion to leave us. Heatherly, I'll give him 1,000, but I'm not giving him any more than that. That is kind of hot garbage. Chris Honeycutt, he's decent. I'll sign him. He looks like, he has the type of body that looks like he should be a lot heavier than he is. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he looks like he should be at least a light heavyweight. I guess he's short. But at least in this picture, maybe this was after like a weight cut. But if I was fantasy booking, I would have brought back Jay Lethal in to distract Aries and have a feud between them and take the title away from Aries. Ooh, that would be good. That would be good. I don't know if Jay Lethal's available to them, though. I don't know if Ring of Honor has an exclusive deal with him. You should get a dev company and send down Baby Slice so he can build momentum, look like he is sucking in his stomach. Yeah, that is what it looks like. But, I'll try and get a developmental company. Probably off stream because I don't want to go through the process of like looking what companies don't have money. Actually, you know what? Editor. Search. America. Maximum size, high level regional. They have too much money. They have too much money. Also, they're not active. They have too much money. Also, they're not active. And they're not active, and they also have too much money. I suppose we could go like mid-level national. Yeah, because it won't let me build a child company. Invicta might, but that's all women's, isn't it? Yeah, that's all women's. King of the Cage, too much money. Legacy, way too much money. PFL, ROC, ROC again. Yeah, no, everybody has too much money. So, yeah, we gotta go ahead and book the next event. Bellator 205. Let's go Advanced National. I want this to be a big event. Sunday in August. Ooh, okay, Frank Mir versus Quentin Jackson for the vacant heavyweight championship. Obviously, that is our main event. Light heavyweight, Victor Nemkov. He looks cool. Put it out on the prelim. Don't know if he's gonna beat Relic Gracie, but it looks cool. He looks cool. Can GSP fight yet? Probably not, because he just fought last time. Let's see. Defeated Joey Beltran. So yeah, this is gonna be for the #1 contendership. Okay, never mind. Thanks, Gerard. What the hell? never mind. John Salter versus this guy? Nope. Never mind, no middleweight matches for us. No welterweight either. Luca versus Brent. If Brent doesn't win this, I'll be very upset because he's extremely much higher rated, or much higher ranked. Why is McKee still, or why is Strauss still ranked number 2 when McKee just beat him? Okay, so next up we'll have him face Daniel Weichel. And Mark Dickman versus Henry Corrales. Prelim match, sure, who cares? I'm really kind of upset that he's only ranked number 6. We are gonna have to make this a lesser show. No, we can't, because it's fucking Quinn Jackson versus Frank Mir. Well, crap. I guess we'll book the rest of the show later, because as of right now, we don't have enough fighters. But yeah, currently we're in the top 8 question mark. We're in the top 9. Weird bracket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But yeah, next, well, I'm really hoping that we don't get knocked out soon. But we'll go ahead and sim to Thursday. I don't think we have any important stuff going on. Sim to Thursday. And we'll see how we do. I'm probably going to be ending off the stream relatively soon. I might sim the next, or show the next event. I might not. I might just end with the Fight Master. See how I'm feeling. Because I still need to eat. And I also need to do other things. Like, I need to do the Patreon stream. We're doing a UPW 1985 series. You'll get access to that if you just donate $1 every month. So Luigi Golden is going to take it. Not if Joseph Mook has anything to say about it. But yeah, got to do that later. But that's going to be later tonight. I just got to do quite a lot of stuff. Also, let me know if you guys want to see that top 8 video today, or if you can wait till tomorrow. Because it'll probably get more views if I post it tomorrow morning. But I'm really anxious, and I'm really excited to post it and get feedback. So I honestly don't know what I want to do. Let's see, gotta text Nick still, because I've not done that yet. And yeah, so we need sponsors. That's what we need. Kind of random, but like, I guess we don't really have enough base to have any kind of sponsors that'll actually give us money. But it'd be cool just to be like, this video is sponsored to you by blah blah blah. They gave me $5. I can't wait until tomorrow. But if you can post it today, I'm assuming you meant can. I wouldn't mind. Let's see. Week 8 was great. Renee Forte beat Jackie Gosh by unanimous decision. And great castmate interactions. UFC approached Joe Schilling. Jesus Christ. I should not have simmed so long. One of the 2 offers. I don't want it to be one of the 2 offers. I want it to be the only offer. Mr. Schilling. Give you $20,000. And there you go. And Michael Chandler. Oh, God, if he had left. Give you $25,000. A 5% bonus. And 20 on the bonuses. Okie doke. There we go. Hopefully that'll be good enough to sign him. And we do need to release Jackie Gosh, or Gosh, or however you say it. How do I do that? Oh yeah. Also need to release Chris Dempsey. Actually, you know what? We'll keep him. This guy, on the other hand, we need to get rid of him. There we go. Don't cost us anything, and we can release him. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with the video, but we are down to the final 8, so that makes that the quarterfinals. Yeah, the quarterfinals. And I think we're finally going to have, you know, maybe some second matches for our custom fighters. It's going to be close, or it's coming close. Weichel versus Truzano. So Truzano really wants to face Weichel. And let's go ahead and make sure that we're not missing anything that could potentially make us money. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it at all. Apparently this is suited to the prelims now. Probably because it just happened. But yeah, hope I win giveaway. Have you got Rory Mack? Maybe. I think we do. Not sure though. Actually, yeah, we do. Rory Mack. He lost his last fight to Douglas at Bellator 200, and that was the title. So he hasn't really. When does he come back? I kind of need him to come back soon. 2 months, 4 months, 3 weeks. That's fun. All right, so I got some stuffs I need to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and end off the stream here. Might stream TEW tomorrow. Depends on how busy I am. We'll see what I'm gonna be doing. But thank you guys for watching, sticking with me for the majority of the stream. It was lots of fun talking with you guys. We had a very active chat towards the end, so thank you guys very much for that. And if you did like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next one. So, bye-bye.